We all know of men who chase titles simply because of the perception of power that it gives them. So when a man rises, not in pursuit of power, but rather purpose, we pay attention. The world takes notice. I'm speaking here about none other than His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso. Until quite recently, Burkina Faso was a little known West African country. As a matter of fact, it was considered to be one of the world's poorest nations. But suddenly, the spotlight is on Burkina Faso because of one man, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Captain Ibrahim Traoré isn't simply a man. He represents a revolutionary ideology, an ideology that speaks of the oppressed rising against oppression and their oppressors. But what makes Captain Ibrahim so significant is because of his leadership. Men who are in power often serve themselves, but not Ibrahim Traoré. Captain Traoré serves the people. He's using the nation resources to improve the healthcare system, the educational system. He is creating a network of roadways around the nation, connecting the rural parts with the nation's cities. And this is something that the country has not experienced for quite a long time. And this is the type of leadership that as men we should strive to practice. This is transformational leadership, not simply accepting the status quo and leaving things how you met them, but taking every opportunity to improve the environment and the lives around you. Ibrahim Traoré also does not sit in his office away from the people and looking down at them. No, he gets on the ground and he walks among the crowd. And that sort of leadership really resonates with me, because this was the type of leadership that I practiced when I was in the military. That I would spend time with my soldiers, getting to know them, understanding their issues, understanding their problem. So whenever I made a decision, it was a decision that was informed from understanding what makes each and every soldier directly under my command, what makes them click. And that is the sort of leadership that Captain Ibrahim Traoré is practicing. He consults with the people. He understands their problem. And before he makes a decision, he goes to them and he lets them know what is the decision that he's going to make and how he's going to go about it. That is leadership in action. That is powerful leadership. That is leadership that speaks to serving the people that you are placed, that you are given the responsibility to serve. But Captain Traoré leadership does not stop there. He also defies domination. He isn't that puppet leader whose strings are being pulled by someone behind the curtain. He's bold, he's courageous, he challenges foreign influence, and he's not afraid to say no to nations who are considered to be way more powerful than his nation. And that is what you are called to be as a man and as a leader, to have that heart of courage and boldness to defy those who are trying to oppress you, oppress those that you serve, oppress your people, oppress your family. As men, we have to develop that courage, that ability to stand against all odds, to do whatever it takes to make it happen. That is powerful leadership. To be able to stand and to stop the economic exploitation of your nation takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of courage that many others would not be willing to do. But of course, Traoré stands on the shoulder of another great leader who emerged from that nation, Thomas Sankara, Captain Thomas Sankara, who ironically was assassinated the same year that Captain Ibrahim Traoré was born. So many see Captain Traoré as a reincarnation of Thomas Sankara, but he truly represents a leader who is on a mission, a leader who is mission driven to improve the lives of his people and to change the narrative of his nation. And he also does this by elevating the national pride of his people. He reminds them of who they are, what they are capable of, and that they have control of their future, that the power lies within their hands to dictate and to change how the outcome of their future. He shows the people that they are valuable beyond measure. And as men, we are called to do that, to show our family members, to show the people that depend on us the value and worth that they carry, but also to recognize that value and worth within ourselves. Because until we can identify that value that we bring to our world, to our economy, to our environment, then it would be almost impossible for us to imbue and to inspire others to see that worth in themselves. So what Captain Traoré is doing for his nation, as men, we ought to do that for our nation. And our nation might simply be our family. It may be our community. It may be our organization. So as I see it, Captain Traoré truly represents this community, a community of mission-driven men, men who are there to serve others, men who are bold and courageous and will fight for the rights and the dignity of their people, and men who are going to inspire and remind others of their worth and their value. This is what we ought to aspire to be as men, to be that leader, to be that healer, to be that form of inspiration and motivation to others. But more important, and just as importantly, to ourselves. So I want to remind you that this world needs men who pursue purpose, not simply for applause, but for the impact that they can make on the lives of others. So here is my challenge to you. Stop waiting for permission. Take responsibility for something that is bigger than you and lead with conviction. Lead with courage. Be bold and step forward. That is the type of men that we ought to strive to be. Let us make a greater impact on our families, our communities, our nation, and this world. I hope that this message resonates with you. And if it did, then consider subscribing to this community, Mission Driven Men. It is a community of men who are not willing to settle for the status quo, but will do whatever it takes to improve their lives and the lives of others. If you find this video valuable, check out this next video here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, brother.